Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Two Bros in a Podcast. I know it's been a while, but me and Casey are finally back after being gone since March 15th was the first episode that we released, and then we haven't done anything since. And no, we're not that lazy. It's because Casey, he left for school in Florida. He's been down there saving lives. I'm going to give him a minute to go ahead and talk about what he was doing down there in Florida.
All right, my bad, guys. I totally bailed on the squad. And we're back. We're here. We're back for the grind. I was down in Florida, feeling it out a little bit, trying to feel things out. Went into school to be an EMT, got my certification, but we're back, and we're back for good. So we went on Reddit and found a bunch of questions that people have been asking frequently, and we thought it'd be fun for us to ask each other these questions that we don't know that the other person's going to ask. So, let's jump right into it. You guys will get the gist. Let's send it. First question for you, Griff. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, first one. Your best getting detention story. So the best time ever, like the best story you have about you ending with detention.
Me ending with detention. And I didn't really get detention much in high school. It was just like detention in the high school were just for like being late to class because I didn't really care. But middle school, I spent a lot of time in detention because of mainly one of my buddies, me and my buddies. So after lunch, we'd always like scrap in the hallway just for fun. Because, back in middle school, we had 9 periods. I'm not sure what everyone else has because some places still do like 4 blocks that early. But after lunch, we'd be walking up the stairs and we'd always be scrapping each other, like, kind of like pushing, shoving, just a good friendly fight. But then at the top of the stairs, I never learned, but at the top of the stairs, there was always a teacher that'd just be waiting. And my buddy, he would always like punch me right before we got up to the top of the stairs. And, once we'd get to the top of the stairs, I'd finally decide to slug him back, and that's when the teacher would be standing there waiting, and bang, she'd always hand me detentions. Like, it started off with 10 minutes, but then this one time, it was insanely bad because we'd get to the top of the steps, and I kind of like kicked the back of his leg, and he fell back down the stairs, and she saw it, and she gave me an hour of detention that day. I had to sit in detention for 1 hour. Yeah, that was probably like the worst detention I've got, but I've got detention one time with one of my other friends because we were running in the hall and I decided to sack tap my man, and that man got so mad. I sack tapped him and I started sprinting, and as we were sprinting away, he sack tapped me right back in the middle of the hallway, and the principal was standing right there as we were just sack tapping each other and swearing at each other. Oh yeah, we had to go to the office every day for like every morning, like right when we got to school, we had to go into the office and sit there for like 15 minutes for like the next 4 days.
Oh man, the good old sack tap, dude. The good old, still a goodie, still a goodie.
Yeah, the sack tap is definitely a move I would still use today. That has not left the arsenal. Absolutely not. All right, man. So I feel like I answered that question pretty good. Are you ready for your first question?
I'm ready. I'm nervous, but let's send it.
All right, man. Ready for this? What are things that you had when you were young that kids won't have when they're young now? Like, what are things you really liked when you were younger that kids don't have today?
Oh man, where do I even start, dude? That's like 90% of the things that I had. 90%. If you guys check our last podcast, wink, wink, check it out. We talked about our childhoods. That whole video right there, nobody now is gonna have it besides like 10% of the kid population now. But right off the bat, man, as soon as you said that, Lincoln Logs was the one thing that really stuck out in my brain. Those things, they came in the tin, and they had the cover for them, and you took them out, and there are these wooden blocks that piece together, Legos, but not as cool as Legos, but better. All right,
yeah.
Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah, dude, I love the little ones.
You'd smell it. You get that smell, have that wood smell, man. You make those little cabin houses. Lincoln Logs, easily. Yo-yos. Oh, dude, yo-yos. I've not seen a yo-yo in forever. And when I was a kid, I never understood them. You'd wind them up, and you'd toss it down, dude, and it would get that one knot in it somehow. And there goes your yo-yo.
Right.
And since I've been a kid, I haven't seen any kids repping yo-yos, anything of that sort. So there's plenty of things that I can go off of that kids aren't gonna have. Game Boys.
Right. Yeah.
All right, the Game Boys, the old Game Boys,
good old
though,
colors.
where it had no like backlight. Yes, no backlight. So when you passed those street lights and there wasn't any street lights, you couldn't play your game because there was absolutely no light. And you couldn't turn the light on in your car because your parents told you it was illegal for some reason.
Yeah. I remember
Now
that.
kids now have TVs, iPods, not even iPods. That's, I guess, not cool anymore. I guess like iPads and so many things, dude. Kids have it so great now. I love it. I love it.
Yo,
But,
can I ask
all
you
right, so I
something
just
real
rambled for a
quick?
good moment there.
Yeah, just real
Yes,
quick.
you
on
asked me that.
Did you always have that one kid with the yo-yo in elementary school that was completely disgusting with it?
Oh, dude, he'd be like, "You want to watch me walk my dog?" And I'd be like, "You don't have a dog with you. What do you mean?" He'd throw the yo down, dude, and it would hit the end of the string, but somehow stall and just spin. And it would blow my mind. Or he'd like throw it up and have it land on the string
Yeah.
and have it walking across like the baby cradle or whatever it was. Man, those kids now are making millions of dollars. You know it. Those
Yeah,
kids
exactly.
Are geniuses
Those,
now.
those were the
They
geniuses,
are.
man.
That's how it is.
Working at NASA.
That's how it is.
100%.
It is. All right, man. So are you ready for your question?
I'm ready for another question, man. Hit me with it.
All right, man. All right, I'll give you something good. So, do you sleepwalk?
Right, yeah, I did when I was younger. I haven't really much lately.
All right. Well, I want to hear your funniest sleepwalking story. The people want to hear it.
Funniest sleepwalking story. All right, well, this is one that this is pretty much told from my dad's perspective since I was sleepwalking. But my dad one day, back when I was younger, I was probably 9 or 10, probably close to that age. My dad told me a story about how one night, it was one of the nights where you'd fall asleep on the couch, but you'd wake up in your bed. It was one of those situations. I fell
Magical.
asleep on the couch. My dad told me he brought me up to my bed, and he was sitting on the couch watching TV, and he just kind of heard me walk down the stairs, or someone. He didn't know it was me yet because our stairs were farther away from the living room. He walked down the stairs, or I walked down the stairs, and I came to like the kitchen, just like looking like straight dead, like a zombie. Like clearly I wasn't actually awake, but he was just kind of watching me. And I kept walking. I opened the fridge and I grabbed what did I grab? He told me I grabbed something like it was like ham. Like something stupid for a sandwich, and I just started eating the ham straight out of the bag. It might have been salami, because I did love salami. And I just started munching on salami for a while. And he said after that, I like walked over to him and sat down on the couch next to him and just kind of stared at him for like 5 minutes. Just did nothing but like stare at him.
Sizing him up.
Yeah, and then he said we were watching TV, so he said I got back up and I took a step and I like tripped over the coffee table a little bit. I like caught myself and I was like, "Mrr," like that sleepwalking grunt. And so I fell asleep on the love seat, and like the seat next to like the smaller version of a couch. I think it's called a love seat, like half the couch. But that's where I fell asleep, and he took me upstairs from that. And I literally he said I just went back, and I went back in the same spot he picked me up from, like same sleeping position and everything, and just went back there, murmured for a little bit, like some stupid sleep talking stuff, and I just passed back out right there.
See, man, you were possessed. That's not sleepwalking. That's called a demon.
That demon was
That's what I
hungry,
call
bro.
that.
Because he said I munched a good amount of that salami.
Yeah, dude. Hey, whatever the demon wants is what you're gonna be doing.
Dude, yeah, for sure, man. Demon was a knucklehead. All right, man. So, are you ready for your question number 2?
I am ready. I'm ready. What do the people want to know?
The people want to know the scariest thing that ever happened to you while you were home alone.
Oh, no way. All right, so I used to, my older brother and sister are older than me.
Right.
So once they were out of the house, my parents would go to work, and so I'd be home alone. When I got after school got home about like 3, I'd be home alone till about like 6. So I was here, and it was a stormy, rainy day. All right, I'd walk home from school. I'd get home, and I immediately open there. My mom would leave snacks for me on the counter. And so I'd grab my snack, and I would quick turn on the TV and watch cartoons. All right, normally it was like Boomerang or something like that.
Right.
And I was I'll say about maybe 8. 8 is a good age. I'm pretty sure that I was.
Not bad, yeah.
And so I was sitting there, dude, stormy day. It was thundering, lightning, and I was a kid with an anxiety, man. If there was something going down and I was home alone, the worst possible thing would pop into my head.
Me too.
Oh, man, something's going to go down. Lightning's going to strike the house. The house is going to blow up. I'm going to die. Something crazy in my head would play a scenario.
I feel that.
So I was sitting there watching Boomerang, And I still remember, man. I don't remember what show it was actually, but I remember I was eating Fruity Pebbles, and I was sitting there, man. And I was eating, and I was doing like this, and all of a sudden on my back door, not my front or side door, my back door, which was inside a fence. I had a little tree house in my backyard and stuff like that, and someone bangs on my back door. So right then and there, dude, I'm freaking out. I'm panicking. I don't know what to do. And I mean, I lived in a nice neighborhood, so I didn't think, anyone was trying to kill me or anything like that. But there could have been a chance it was a killer.
Right.
So I was freaking out. I was doing the casual sneak around to make sure that window on that door couldn't see me. So he thought that no one was home. And it was relentless, man. It wasn't even like a knock. I remember, man, it was like a kick. Eventually, I didn't have a phone or anything, so I couldn't call my parents or anything like that. I was kind of panicking. So eventually, I answered the door. And so I answer it, man. It's storm out. There's a guy in a raincoat.
Oh.
All right, an older gentleman. He's like,
that's sketchy.
Maybe I'm saying 70s or something. He's old. And he's sitting there, and all of a sudden he goes, Is Roy here? I'm like, Roy? Who's Roy? I'm like, I don't know a Roy. I was like, nobody here has the name Roy or something like that. And he goes, no, there's someone that's Roy that lives here.
Oh,
I was like, nope, we've been living here. He goes, well, when did you guys buy the house? And when it was before I was born, so I had no clue. I was like, it's been at least 8 years. That's it's been here since I've been here. And he's like, well, my buddy used to live here named Roy, and he never moved away. And that freaked me out. And that was it. I closed the door. That was it. That was in a conversation and stuff like that. But that freaked me out. Because then in my head, I was like, there's a dude named Roy living in my house.
Right. Like
he never left. He's somewhere in here. Like, I was freaking out, man. Oh my, I think I hid in my room, dude. I made a little pillow for it, and I stayed in my room, dude. I was freaked out. Freaked out.
I don't like, dude, that story. Just that creeps me out. Like, I could imagine being a little kid, freaked. I'd hide in my toy box or something.
Oh, dude, I was freaking out. Old man, who wears a raincoat?
Right.
All right? I don't want to hear it.
Right. Just eat the rain, man. Be a man.
That I think was the scariest story of being home alone.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. You ready for your next one?
I guess, man.
Or you got a little more?
No, I think I'm ready. I don't know.
Okay. All right, man. Well, you're gonna have to be ready. All right. So this one, I'm gonna ask this one. What's the worst thing you've ever done while working and not gotten fired for it?
The worst thing I've ever done while working. Well, considering I've only worked in 2 places. I've only worked at Wendy's and I've only worked at Darien Lake, which is a theme park by where I live. For those who don't know exactly what Darien Lake is, but I'm assuming everybody knows what Wendy's is. But honestly, for both things, it's pretty much the same. I've never gone out of my way and destroyed property or anything. But most of the time, it's just because of for me, I get angry very easily, especially when customers are disrespecting me, because it's wrong. Just because you paid to be there, that means that, or you're paying for the food, that means you can treat me like garbage just because you're not getting your way. That makes me so angry. So I'm probably gonna go with a Darien Lake time, because I've definitely gotten to a lot more confrontations there, because I'm always interacting with customers, because I was one of the carnival dudes, come over to my game and see what's up, sorry, one of those guys.
All right.
So I was running this game called Go Fish, and granted, the game, it's just standing in there for a long period of time, it's just a headache, because it's just clacking of the fish, because people get the fish and pull out a fish, and that determines your prize. And I'd already been there for 3-4 hours. It was a hot day, and I didn't really like working there, so granted, my mood wasn't always the best. So the prizes there are it's a $3 game, and it's a winner every time, so the prizes are kind of bad. You win the super large, and the thing's probably not even bigger than a pillow or anything. They're not big. So this one lady, she pays, and her kid, absolutely terrible at it. All you do is you stick a metal rod in there, and the fish closes its mouth, and you clamp it on. And the kid couldn't do it. And granted, it's not a 3-year-old kid or something, or a cute little girl trying to go after it. That's fine. I'll mess with them. I'll have fun with that. But this kid was definitely 9 or 10, and he just couldn't do it.
Oh, man.
He could not do it. So, and she was like, this game's stupid. This sucks. Why isn't this working? I was like, because your kid's not sticking it in right. the game had very
Whoa.
good, yeah. The game, it was always funny because it had sexual innuendos all over the place. But it was gross, dude.
I wasn't gonna say anything, man. I swear to God.
So yeah, he'd be like trying to stick it in, or like he'd pull out and it's hard.
No, come on.
I can't.
Oh my God. All right, yo.
He was fishing. He was trying to pull it out and stuff, and the fish like kept slipping and stuff. And the mom was getting really pissed off. And like in the group, obviously, since it's like a theme park, they're trying to like make sure you don't get the biggest prize. So there's a lot more smalls and larges and stuff. So the kid finally gets it after like, no joke, like 15 minutes he spent on this $3 game. And he gets a small prize, and I knew I was in trouble the moment he got a small prize. And the mom was like, all right, what did my baby boy get? Like, because she was like super in, like, that's her baby boy, that's her like god.
Oh.
And
she sounded like a hillbilly.
yeah, she was nasty. Anyways, the prizes were like, we had little poop emojis. That was a small prize. And yeah, like they were kind of cool. It was like little poop emojis. They were like rainbow and like they were cool. But like, you know, there's always those parents that are like, I'm not giving my baby poop. Like, that's disgusting. It's like, then it's ice cream. I don't care. Make up your mind. And the lady was like, oh, I was like, here's your small prize. This is what he won. He could choose from the poop emoji, or he can have a flag. And she was like, my baby don't need no buffalo flag. I was like, okay, then poop emoji it is. And she was like, are you saying my baby's a piece of shit? And I was like, whoa. I was like, no, not at all. That's just our small prize. And she was like, I ain't taking no piece of shit. I ain't sitting here for 15 minutes for a piece of shit. I was like, all right, calm down, man. Maybe we can figure something out. You can play again, get a different prize. I can give you a cheaper price. I was trying to be rational, and she was just not having it. So this lady, she like came at me. She was like, this park's a piece of shit, and you're a piece of shit worker. I was like, really? Like, I was like, ma'am, that's not really nice. Can like we not do this? We can figure this out. She's like, not, you're a piece of shit. I'm leaving. I said, you know what? You're a piece of shit. And she said, are you serious right now? I said, yeah, I'm dead serious. Go tell my boss. And she just kind of like walked away. And to be honest, I'm surprised I didn't get fired, because this was during when Darien Lake was turning into Six Flags. So like everyone was being reviewed and stuff all the time, like audits. And I honestly, low-key, was trying to get fired. I told my boss right away. I was like, yeah, see that lady over there? I called her a piece of shit. And they were like, oh my God, can you do that?
Oh no.
Like, no, probably not. But
And you didn't get fired?
I did not get fired. I got employee of the
What?
week, like the next week.
What? What? Whoa, wait. What? You call lady a piece of shit and you get employee of the week?
Hell yeah. I think it was. I was like
What?
I was talking about quitting and stuff that week, because that week just sucked. I got employee of the week the next week. Got a sash and everything.
What?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
if you guys want employee of the week, just call the customer a piece of shit.
Yeah, no,
They're
yeah.
always wrong.
It works.
That's all you gotta do.
Right. You work
heard
there.
it here
You know
first.
more. Not the customer. You're right. Not the customer. Straight up.
Dude, you know there's gonna be mad people going to work, and the customer's gonna be like, all right, have a nice day. And be like, yeah, you too, you piece of shit.
And they're just gonna be like,
They're gonna be mad at unemployment right now,
Yeah.
dude. Just from that.
If you
Oh my
heard it, you
God.
didn't hear it from us.
Right, exactly.
But if
Snitches
it
get
worked,
stitches,
but if it
people will
worked,
find
you
you.
heard it from us.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right,
man, I
Casey
like that.
Man,
I
are
like
you
that.
ready for your next question?
Oh, I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I was born ready.
What are things that young you would be disappointed in you for today?
Oh my God, man. Young Casey was such a goody two shoes, man. I mean, there's always those times where they're like, you can't go to your friend's house, and I'd find a way. I'd sneak out. I'd do something like that. I'd do this. But as it goes, I was late to the game, man. I was in like 5th grade, maybe even 6th grade, man, sitting there and like, I'm never gonna drink. I'm never gonna swear. I'm never gonna do any of those things.
Right.
And now I basically do both those, man. I mean, I don't promote underage drinking. I don't promote using profanity 24/7, but it's hard. Okay, it's hard. Especially now, dude, with social media and everything, dude, you can't help it. You can't help it. And sometimes, man, like when I was a kid, I was like, I heard people swear in public, and I was like, oh, no, you cannot do that. That is something that I will stand for the rest of my life, for my future kids. I will never swear. And then I got more into hockey, and hockey really tainted me, man. You'd be on the ice, man. You'd walk out there, and you would just start laying into a kid. You're shit. You suck at this sport. You're a little bitch. So like that. And it's gotten to some points, man, where it's a little uncontrollable, and sometimes it'll slip around family.
Oh,
I mean, they don't care by any
right,
means.
but like
I
you
mean,
still feel.
I'm
wrong.
19 now. They don't care, but exactly, I still feel wrong. I mean, even when I swear now, they say they don't care, but as soon as I swear, I always get like a split second of a look, like, did you just did you say fuck? Is that what you just said? And then I started getting older, playing hockey, going to pickup, and there's a thing in hockey, if you guys aren't familiar with hockey, that older men play in when they can't go pro or play in an actual league, and it's called beer league. That right there explains how I started kind of, I'd go there once in a while, and I'd have an older guy be like, hey, here's a beer, stuff like that. And I mean, I'm not a heavy drinker. I'm not an alcoholic. Just once in a while, dude, crack a nice brew,
Yeah,
sit by, watch a nice movie. Exactly, man. If I'm going out somewhere, but you never drink and drive.
No.
All right, you never drink and drive. That's something I'll stand for the rest of my life, and I better. Because if I don't, it's your job to smack me, all right?
All right, I got you, man,
So,
for sure.
Those are definitely two things. And I mean, smoking, it happens, people. I don't want to wrap myself out and stuff like that, but it happens. You go through high school, you do sports, you meet people that have smoked, you see it as, ooh, I want to try it, I want to do this, I want to, feel what everybody's feeling, the big hype and everything like that. You try it, all right? Little Casey would have ran and cried and went home and told his mom. But older Casey is evolving out here. And maybe it's for the good, maybe it's for the bad. But hey, I'm living life, and I'm here, I'm alive, I'm healthy,
We doing our
and
best.
I think that's what young Casey would want. All right, that's at the end of the day, that's what young Casey would want for me. So,
No, I like that.
that's the best answer I can give it.
No, yeah, I like that
That's-
story. It kind of had like it had like a uplifting ending. Like after all that, you kind of brought it back, and you were like, you know what? Even despite all that, young Casey would still be proud of the Casey I am today. I like it.
Exact, because I don't want to sit here and be like, Casey would hate me. Casey would wanna die. Casey, nah.
Young me was stupid,
we're good.
but he
We're good,
would
man.
understand.
Exactly. Young me was immature and naive, and now I'm older, still kind of stupid and less naive. But hey, we're
Exactly.
we're living. All right. So, all right, Griff, man, you ready for another one, or are you?
Yeah, I'm 100%
feeling her out?
ready. 100%.
All right, man. This one I'm gonna get deep on your click. All right.
All right.
Might be a little embarrassing.
Real talk,
Maybe we'll
guys.
Explain to us your first kiss.
My first kiss.
Your first kiss. Yes.
I'm not gonna
that
lie. I like
tripped on my tongue.
my first kiss was kind of like the generic like first kiss you would think. Like it was honestly a cool moment because like it was a good time to have a
Oh,
first
man.
kiss. Like I won't lie.
Oh, we're getting the scoop.
So like, all right, your boy, he had game, but not that good of game. Like I could get the girls, I could like get them talking, I could like get them to like me, but your boy had no finish. Kind of like playing Chell. You know what I mean? Can't finish. Can't put the puck in the back of the net. I can get in the zone,
Yeah,
but I
hey.
just can't finish. So
Hey,
your boy didn't get his first kiss till he was a senior in high school, and that's okay. I was waiting. Totally meant to do that. But I finally got another girlfriend, and she really wanted me to go to the fall ball, which is just like one of the dances our high school had. And so first off, side story, I told my mom that I was going with Richie, Richie doesn't matter, but you, Casey, and some other guys. I told them I was just going with the boys because I didn't want my mom to
yeah,
know I
those
was
are our
going
buddies, by the way, people.
yeah,
Those are our buddies.
I didn't mean to like, but I told them I was going with the boys, and we were meeting at Richie's house for pictures. And it's because I didn't want my mom and aunt to know, because I lived with my aunt and my mom at that time. And I was just like, I don't want them roasting me. I don't want to deal with it. Fuck that. And pardon the French. But I got in my car. I drove over to her house. You know, we take all the saucy, you know, like pre-dance pictures, all that good stuff and such. And then we go to the dance. We're having a good time. We're dancing, you know, mingling with people. And, you know, like...
Mingling.
Yeah, you can only have so much fun at a dance. But, like, because it's a high school dance, so, like, I'm with a girl. I'm not trying to sweat my nuts off and, like, look all gross and stuff, because everyone's doing the jump,
I feel that.
the jump man, the whip and nay-nay, you know, because that was what was in, man.
You sounded so old, man. Oh my god, kids are gonna be watching this like, oh, are these guys like 40?
But like that's what was going on, man. And like, you know, in the front row right up on the DJ had all the girls that were twerking and grinding hard with their shoes off already, and it's 5 minutes in. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know what you mean, man. I was the kid that was sitting there like, all right, man, when do I slide in for my moment? But I never would, man. I never would. I just all night, and then after I'd go home and I'd be like, dang, I had a perfect
I should have done it.
I should have done it.
All right, but anyways, so we were sitting there, and lo and behold, the slow dance song comes on. And this is 100% the truth, man. This sounds like it's from a movie, but it's not. So we started the dance, and like, you know, big men will be like big men. I was bigger than her, like taller, which is amazing.
Ooh.
Hell yeah. So we started dancing, and your boy Griff at this point is sweating his nuts off because he knows it's coming. Like my heart, like 6,000 beats per minute. Knees weak, arms are heavy, bro. No vomit though. No vomit.
No mom's spaghetti.
No
man.
mom's spaghetti. I didn't eat spaghetti before, luckily. And you know, like, you know, the slow dance, she's got her arms around your neck, you got your hands on her hips, and you're straight bullying. You're like, this is very nice. And so, you know, that slow dance song comes on. You're sitting there slowly dancing, and like, you could tell when a girl wants to kiss you low-key, because she just starts glaring at your eyes, bro. She's like looking into your soul, and you're like,
in the soul, yeah.
And at that point, I'm like, oh fuck, what do I do? Like, oh man. So like, your boy Griff like decided to be like, let's see what happens if I like do that slow lean in, you know, like initiate it, so she knows. And your boy leaned in, and bang, it happened right there at a slow dance at a high school dance. That's where I had my first kiss.
Fireworks, straight sparks.
Fireworks started shooting off, like lips connected. Everyone got out of the way. We started floating up in the sky.
Oh.
It was beautiful.
And I was just staring at the girls shaking their butts in front of the DJ, man.
Yeah. But like, since it was high school, you know, like the moment it happened, like we kissed. It was like my first kiss wasn't even like, it wasn't like a, it was a decent kiss, you know. I remember. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, get the
But, like,
nitty
the moment
gritty.
it finished, you
We
just
won't
look
talk
over.
about what happened after.
Yeah,
the
no,
dance.
after that's no need. You already know. I'm just playing. But you know, since it was high school though, I look over and like, you know, all the people that we came with, her friends are like, ooh, and you're just like, oh my god.
Oh dang.
Yeah, like your boys over there like, let's get it. But then like, all
That was what I was saying, dude. We were probably like, Griff, man, let's go.
Yeah. But yeah, that was my first kiss.
Magical.
It
Magical.
Was beautiful. All right, man. Are you ready? See, I'm going to use like the revamp question where I can sauce it back, because I have this one written down too.
Oh.
Yeah, I have it written down too, so I figured I can ask you too. What is the story of your first kiss? Yeah.
Oh, dang, dude. Oh, no. All right, so we're talking, your boy had an early kiss, all right? Maybe, I'm not talking like, you know, I was like swinging there at second grade, like, yo, what up? That doesn't,
right,
that
but
doesn't
you're
count.
not no senior,
that doesn't
like
count.
Griff Mans.
We're sitting here like 7th grade, beginning of 7th grade, all right? And we're sitting there in our little town. We had an ice rink. And every Friday night, there was Friday night open skate. And that was the place to be, man. The place to be. And your boy played hockey. So when I went there, man, I'd be pulling off the cool crossovers, the backwards skating, checking out the chickies, you know, feeling the field a little bit, you know, like that. But this time, a girl caught your boy's eye, okay? I won't use her name. I was just about to, but I caught myself. But all right, so we're gonna call her Daisy, okay?
All right, Daisy.
So Daisy's skating with her friends, and all the girls really didn't know how to skate, so they're all holding each other's hands. She's got like her squad of like 4 friends who, they're definitely the hottest squad at the rink.
Yeah.
And so every dude's trying to skate around them, like low key glaring at them,
Like,
to hopefully they'd be
good.
like, "Oh, you skate good." And so your boy does exactly that. They're all of a sudden, man, their arms are getting wider, and so me being a little sly dog like I am, my old long Justin Bieber hair pushed off to the side. I'm skating, all of a sudden, man, I duck right in between their arms, man. It's like a bridge over my head. I zoom right through there, and quickly I turned around, and I was like, "Hey, do you mind if we skate?" And right then and there, man, she immediately like ditched her friends and she put her hands on my hands, dude. I was skating backwards, trying to teach her how to skate. Like, "Yep, you're doing so great."
Oh my.
She's doing awful, man. She's doing awful. I still remember it, dude. It sucked so bad because I had to pull this girl around the ice. I remember it, man. I felt like a sled or something like that. I just had to yank him like a dog. But so after it, normally after opens ended around maybe like 9 or something like that. But it's Friday night. You don't got school the next day, dude. We were like, "Yo, so the night's young. Where are we going? Where are we doing this?" And at this point, it was me. And then it was my friend Kyle. Kyle was my hockey friend that I played with for a long time. So me and Kyle, he used to tag along with me, but he had a girlfriend, Lamo. He was off in a corner somewhere sipping hot chocolate with a chickie. All right. So it's me and this girl, her like squad of friends, and then me and Kyle, and then his girlfriend, but she left early, Lamo.
Right.
But so we're like, "What's the next move? Where are we going?" And then right down the street was a place called Coffee Culture. And so we would go there. It's like a little coffee joint, nice laid back and stuff like that. And on Fridays, they'd have deals. So like, when your parents give you $20 and it's $9 for open skate, you still got $11. You're Mr. Moneybags right now.
Oh yeah, I love
Mr.
that.
Moneybags. So we go to Coffee Culture, man, and they're like, "Oh, sweet," and this and that. So we're sitting with this girl and all something like that, and they're talking and stuff like this. "Oh, this is my first kiss. This is what happened here. This is the best thing ever," and this and that. And then all of a sudden they're like, "So Casey, when was your first kiss?" And I was like, I haven't had one."
Ooh.
And I was holding this girl's hand under the table, all right? Like, they knew, but it was happening. It was happening. Me and Daisy, we're holding hands, low-key, red-facing, awkward, don't know what to do. And I was like, "I haven't had my kiss yet." And they were like, "Oh, like, oh, you guys gotta be his first kiss. You gotta be her first kiss," stuff like that. And I remember sitting there like, "Am I ready?
Am I old enough?
Am I ready? Am I ready, dude?" And I remember my face getting beat red, man, and just being so nervous. I turned on her, man, and every guy does this, man. When there's something that they're skeptical about, and they have the chickie, they immediately look at her to see what her reaction is before
Right.
he reacts.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So I'm sitting there, man. I turn, and I'm seeing her reaction, man, and she's smiling. She's being a little shy. She's like trying to play it off a little bit. And I was like, "You wanna know what, Casey? It's time to man up. You need a kiss right now." He's like, "This is your one chance. You can't regret it." And so all of a sudden I was like, "Okay, fine." And they were like, "Oh my God, we'll give you guys some privacy. So they go and run. They run like around the corner, but of course they're peeking.
They're
and stuff
peeking.
like that.
Yeah.
They want to see it because it's going down. And your boy was smooth with it, man. I like grabbed my arm around her and pulled her in close. And it wasn't like a long kissy like yours was though. It was just like a, and then we went in for a second one. It was like, and then that was it. And then they come running back out there and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you guys just did that." And I remember sitting there and I was like, "Oh my God, I just kissed a girl. I can't believe I just did that." And Daisy was sitting there, man, and I won't even lie to you, man. She didn't seem too impressed. She did not seem happy. And that pissed me off for so long, dude. So long. She seemed heated. And I went on to date that girl for like a month. And all right. And we did more kisses and stuff like that, but it was 7th grade, man. I mean, we
Right.
saw each other after school and stuff like that. But I still remember the look on her face, man, and thinking like, I suck as a kisser. This is the rest of my life. Oh my God. Awful, man. Awful. Oh my God.
When you're describing those kids that like, "Oh my God," I literally can like picture them. Like,
Oh, dude.
I,
It was awful, man. And then there's those adults that are at Coffee Culture actually trying to enjoy a drink and stuff like that, and they're looking at us and they're like, "Oh, I hope I don't have kids like that one day."
right.
Well,
Like,
That was the kissy. So
I like
all
that
right,
story,
man. So
good story.
I'm gonna toss you a question now. Is that how it's gonna work?
Yeah, I mean,
you
yeah.
pulled the reverse card on
I
me.
did, yeah. So you go ahead and read
Alrighty.
that question.
Let me look. I got like a few more, man. I got like a few more.
Yeah, pick a
I'm gonna-
goodie. Pick a
I'm
goodie.
gonna ask you a
This
good
is the
one.
Good round.
Oh, all right, okay. So, let me ask this one right here. So, what if we're sticking on the subject of the chickies and stuff like this? I think this is the perfect question
Oh,
for
God.
it. What is the worst date / hangout sesh you've ever had with a girl?
The worst date / hangout.
Whatever one, man. If it was a bad date, you can talk about that, or if it was just a bad hangout, just chilling and booling, and it went bad. I
Right.
want to hear one of them.
Right. I'm trying to think. Like, are we talking like just bad in general or like ended bad? Because like I could go either way with this.
Whatever one pops in your head first, man.
All right, man. I'm just gonna tell you the one. All right, the one that pops in my head first that like to me this is pretty cheeky. Like this is bad. Like it's nothing that really like happened bad, but like just like the situation that it was in sucked. All right, so within these past few years, I was talking to this chickie, and I lived like an hour away from her, so I'd drive back every like weekend and stuff, try to see her, try to make it work.
Ooh.
And
yeah.
so like I was doing all that, and it was like Christmas break or close to Christmas break, or I came up for a weekend, and we went watched a hockey game, came back, I stayed at her place till like super late and all that stuff.
Oh.
Did that like the whole weekend, and we were having a good time, and like your boy, like I said, not the strongest with the chickies, but like I can manage. I'm not no like
Does the
Napoleon Dynamite. I'm not like that bad. Like I'm not like, oh Tina, you fat lord. Like no, I'm not like
Come get dinner.
come good dinner. I'm not special. Like I can work my way around a chickie, and I was
say it.
I was feeling pretty good. Like me from my point of view, things were going all right. We were working. So like I like popped the question. I was like, yo, so like we can be boyfriend girlfriend, all that stuff. Like I didn't say it like that because I'm not like a loser.
Oh.
Like saw us sitting,
No, I know, I gotcha.
But so we were sitting there. It was getting late at night, and it was like almost 2 a.m, and my friends wanted to hang out at like 3 a.m. I was like, all right, whatever, I'll go after that. And we were sitting there chilling, having a good time, watching Netflix, doing the cuddly buddly, and I just see a text on her phone from some dude.
Oh
and
no.
it was weird.
Oh no.
It was super weird too, because like I hope this doesn't give anything away, but his name on whatever they were using was the same as my name, so it like popped up and it was like,
Oh
Griff.
no.
And I was like, I didn't message you, and she was just like, oh, it's no one, nothing, blah blah blah, and I like being that the dude, like she was like, I was cuddling with her, so like we were close, and like I could see her phone, what she was doing, and it was like, hey, you want to go to a concert tonight? And I was like, uh-oh, spadoodios. And she was like, oh, no, I can't. Oh, I'm sorry. And then,
okay, all right.
so I was like, all right, nice. And then she texted her friend, why does this have to happen to me? I was like, what the hell does, what does that mean? What does that mean? And then her friend texted her back like, OMG, I'm so sorry this is happening to you right now. This is such a tough choice. Tough choice. Guys. Guys. And then I was like... And so I was getting ready to leave, and then all of a sudden she was like, don't really tell anybody about stuff we do and stuff. I was like, okay. And I was like, I tried to something, and I was like, how about one for the road? Came in, smooched her and left. Wake up and like the next morning with like 9 paragraphs. Like, we shouldn't see each other anymore. I was like,
oh no.
Yeah.
No,
I was like, God damn it, God. Like I woke up and I just read that, dude. I was like, "Are you serious?" And like, yeah, it was just like, I was like, that's a stinger right there. That's a whole
And
stinger.
her address is this, and this. If anybody wants to go,
Yeah, go beat her up.
We'll
Nah.
be there.
Nah, I would never say that. Like, I'm not saying this story to trash her. She's really cool and stuff. I'm fine with it. Like, but man, it was just like when I was messaging her after, I was like, "It's that dude, isn't it?" She's like, "No." I was like, "It's the dude." And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah,
Aw,
get out of here with that."
man.
But like, no, I'm not
Poor
trashing her. She's
Griffey's
really
getting
cool.
his heart broken.
It's fine. It's fine. Oh man, but yeah, I'd say that's probably like my
Oh my
worst
God.
like hangout session because that ended pretty
Oh
tough.
man, I bet, dude. Oh, I don't even know how I'd react.
I'm pretty sure
That's a
I got on
sticky one.
Xbox and played with the boys. That's how I handle it.
Hey, that's how everything gets resolved.
That's how I
man.
handle everything.
That's
Hop
how
on
we
the
ended
box
up
and play
here.
with the
That's
boys.
how we ended up here.
And yeah, exactly.
Jeez.
All right, man. You ready for the next story?
I'm ready. Well, it's probably gonna turn into a story, man. But if
Yeah,
it's a
you-
question,
Alright, man.
your boy's on top of it.
All right. Give me like I'm taking a peek ski at what questions I got left.
All right, you take a PC.
Yeah.
I'll warm up. I'll do my
Yeah,
stretches.
get some stretches in this question. We're kind of trying to keep it like on that level, trying to find one of the
Oh,
questions.
we're deep. Oh yeah, give me a deep one, man. Give me a deep one.
Give you a deep one. All right, dude. Holy crap.
My social security is blah. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. All right, this one's not like deep with chickies or anything, but if you died
Okay,
tomorrow,
all right.
what would you have to be proud of today?
Oh man. Oh dude. Oh Jesus. I was expecting like a embarrassing story. No man. Oh crap. So if I died today,
like yeah,
What
like
would
say
I
you
be
died in the
proud
next
of?
12 hours, what
Okay.
like if you look back on your life, what would you be like? I'm really proud that I did that.
okay, this is a good one, Griff. I apologize for roasting you, but this is a good one, man. This is. So what would I be proud of, man? I'm trying to where I'd start. I'm not making. I mean, I'm happy with my life. I mean, it took a minute to get here. I think everybody has that rough patch in their life, but man, I'm happy. I'm mad happy. I mean, I've gone in my life. I've gotten multiple awards in hockey, and gone to different states to play it. I've lived in other states. I've been so grateful and lucky to be able to travel a lot. I mean, I've been to North Carolina, Texas, Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania, everything on like Eastern Coast most likely. So, I mean, traveling wise, I've been on cruises. I'm beyond grateful and happy that I've been able to do that. I mean, I've been skydiving. That was probably one of the greatest experiences of my entire life.
That does sound fun.
I've been parasailing. I've been swimming with stingrays, little sharks. I don't even count that, man. It was like swimming with little fish. They're tiny
Swap a
sharks, man.
stingray
Dolphins
for
I've been
stingray.
swimming with. Oh, dude, I'll tell that story. I was in Texas and I went to this aquarium, and they have a spot where you can literally go up and touch stingrays. Like, is that normal? I didn't think that was
No,
normal.
I that's weird. That's Texas stuff.
But as soon as I saw that it was shallow water with stingrays and they were flopping around like little spaghetti noodle things, whatever, not spaghetti, little raviolis, I immediately thought like Steve Irwin. The Steve Irwin inside of me came out and was like, "You punch that thing as hard as you can," and I got a subtle urge in my body to just be like, just grab one of those little floppy things and just stomp it out for Steve Irwin, but I didn't. But I mean, I've done a lot of good. I got like a bunch of great friends, man. I mean, Nick, which you guys will see soon. That's why you guys got to get in here quick, because once we have guest stars, you guys need to be on here. We got Nick, that's
Absolutely.
coming soon. I got Griff, who these two guys, man. You guys will probably get to know all of us really well. We're like brothers. We 100%. I just went and spent the weekend up at Griffin's, man. It literally is. It's great. It really is. I lived in Florida for a little bit. Like I said, that's why I was gone. And I mean, although I didn't like it, it was a great experience, man. I'm very proud that I went and did that. Very happy I went and did that. So I'm not saying I'd be okay with dying, because I'm not. I still have a lot of more things I want to do, more goals, stuff like that. But I'm proud and happy of what I've accomplished. So I definitely be able to look back and have some key moments that I definitely would key in. So, I mean, I hope that answered best as I can.
Yeah, no, I got the gist of it. That's a tough question to answer, and I think you answered it pretty well.
That was, man. That was a hard one, dude. And you almost stumped me. You really almost stumped me. But okay, man. So let's throw her back. Let's go. I was talking about embarrassing before this.
Right.
Give me your most embarrassing moment in high school.
Oh god, this might not be the most embarrassing, but this is the first one that came to my mind. Like, just straight up, I probably, while I'm telling the story, I might think of another one because, you know, like, you're halfway through and you're like, oh, this one was way worse. But, alright, anyways, so, every school has homecoming pep rallies, I assume. A lot of schools do, most do for homecoming, you know, get the school hyped up. And I believe it was my sophomore year because the bleachers, like, coordinated what year you were, and I believe we were sophomores, because freshman year at the start. And by the way, not trying to say anything, but your boy was homecoming royalty freshman year. Don't forget that. I am your king.
So he trumps all of
everyone,
us right now. All right?
Everyone, I am better than. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Besides that girl that got homecoming queen every single year.
Right. Anyways, so we were sophomores, and they were like, since like I had the same last name as some people, and like I kind of dabbled around in all the groups, you know, like I wasn't just set. Like I could go anywhere, and like people like were chill with me. I wasn't like hated by
right.
anybody.
Like in high school, there's definitely the separate friend
there's,
groups
like,
that
the
go on, and
peps.
you were just a little part of everyone.
Yeah, I'd get invited to like fires by like everyone, like the peps. I'd go hang out with the weekend and stuff like that. And like the peppy kids, they were like, "Oh my God, Griffin, you'd be totally good for like the dizzy bat." I was like, "Oh God damn it, no, I really don't want to do it." And you know, like all the hot chickies come over and they're like, "Oh my God, do it." And you're like, "Hot chickies talk to me. I have to do it. Like I have to do it now." God dang it. And they're like, do it. And I was like, they're like holding my hand, like pulling me out to like the sign up sheet. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Sure. I don't know if it's me talking or my friend downstairs, but I'll do it.
Yo, he makes a lot of freaking stupid decisions.
He
man,
does.
But he's a key
does,
factor.
but he's a keeper. I love him. And so I signed up to do it, and the pep rally comes, and our like advisor for our class, she was really into it. She was a really nice lady, and she liked things done by the book. So we get to the dizzy bat, you know, they scoot her over to me, and I put my head down, I start to spin. And grant, the entire school is watching. Everyone else, like senior class, all them, they only do that. You're supposed to do the dizzy bat 10 times. And everyone else did it like twice and ran. And my advisors got me spinning around that thing 10 times. Your boy goes to take off to run. And oh my God, I do not do good dizzy. Like, it makes me want to puke. I want to die. I want to lay down and give up. I start running, and everything's turning sideways, and your boy loses his footing and just straight eats it on the gym floor in front of the entire school. And you want to know what your boy does? He tries hard. He pushes. He digs. He gets up, takes a few steps, eats it again. Just straight back down. And after I ate it the second time, I just kind of got up and like slowly walked to the other side. Oh man! I wanted to hide.
Just like, destroyed.
Like in a trash can and never come out. And yeah, it was.
And I won't lie, I remember this moment. I remember it very clearly, and I do remember. I'm pretty sure there's a video of it somewhere out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.
Let's delete those forever. And
yeah, for real.
All right, man.
All right, man. Should we do one more question each?
I was gonna say one more question apiece. Try to keep them. Don't ask your biggest question. If you got like a blunt question, now would be the time for it, because we're starting to run out on time.
Yeah.
All right, man. You ready for this question?
It's your turn. So
we're hopping
you set
out of the deep
freaking tone.
All right, we're hopping out of the deep stuff. We're not like, this is totally just like a question. It'll be probably a pretty quick answer for you, unless you can tell me like, here, I'll ask the question. I'll ask you to elaborate after. All right, you ready, man? In your current state,
I'm ready.
19 years old, freaking 6'1", 180 pounds, whatever, you absolute unit. How many third graders do you think you could take on at once?
Oh, see, this is what the people want to know. They don't want to know about my first kiss. They don't want to know about anything. They want to know how many freaking toddlers I could freaking destroy.
Exactly.
That sounded awful. But
it's fine.
What are we talking? Are we talking like football, fight, or
like
what?
We're talking like just kind of fight. Just say you're standing there like in a room, and you just like a bunch of third graders with like some crayon war paint on just start charging you. How many
like
you
in
taking on before they knock you out? Recess, man.
like in recess, man. Those crazy kindergartners.
Yeah,
oh
like
my,
that,
okay.
but third
Okay,
graders.
so how many can I take on?
How many you think you take
Is
on?
it bad
before
that
you
I'm sitting here doing like fighting moves to see if I can?
Yeah, like where
if
you
I
could be
knock this
punching,
one
like,
down,
bang.
I can move to this one, and then bow, 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 bow. I'm calculating it.
Yeah, no,
We're
take your time,
saying-
man. What do you think?
3, 1, 2. It's gonna be, dude. It's hairy, man. Cause it depends, dude. Cause you got those. Cause third grade, man, is when the kids I think are finally like developing their characters and who they are and stuff like that. So you're gonna have it could be some prissy kid that he's like, I'm not getting dirty, no way, no.
Ew.
Or you're gonna have that redneck kid who when he hunts with a pocket knife and freaking jumps on those deer and snaps them. And so
Right.
I'm gonna
That's
say
tough.
like how many I could take without struggling.
No, like before. No, like you could struggle. Like say like they can knock you down.
Okay.
And you could like claw your way back up. But like before you're like lost in the third graders, you're done.
When I'm lost, I'm gonna say 15.
That's I respect that 100%. I was thinking like 13, 14. Man,
Yes.
Before they
Yes,
they
dude.
beat
Because
me.
if I'm going, so you've thought about this question too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
man.
before you asked me this, dude, you were in your mind like, yo, I could totally beat some third grade.
Yeah,
ass,
dude,
man.
for sure, man. Like,
I'm thinking 15, 10. I might be able to just like grab and toss 5 and then deal with the other 5 and maybe keep them in a group, you know, like that.
Yeah.
The 15, I only have 2 arms and 2 legs, man. So
Right.
15,
then
I'm getting
definitely-
buried.
like just by
Yes.
then, there's gonna be too many on top of you to get up. And it's
Yes.
over.
So the 15, I'm saying I think I could punt a third grader a good distance
right.
and probably toss one, you know, like grab him by the feet and use them as like a little slingshot to hit
Yeah.
the other kids.
Swing him
I'm
around.
thinking 15 is where they're finally gonna overpower me and probably give me a good black eye or pinch me real hard or something.
Yeah, that I
Um,
respect that answer, 100%.
All right, so this is gonna be the last question of the day. We're gonna make her a quick one. What is something you would do if it was like acceptable in public? Like if people were like, "All right, that's normal."
Be
What is one
naked.
thing you would do?
I would love to be naked. Like-
and that's the show, guys. We'll seal it. No, I was kidding.
That's it. No, but yeah, 100%, dude. I love being naked. Like I feel like everyone does, cause like deep down we're all just animals, man. We just want to be naked. Like, could you
But
imagine?
like, think about
just-
that. You're gonna be the only person naked.
But it's acceptable, so no one's gonna care.
That is true.
You did
It's
say
true.
if it was like acceptable, and if it's acceptable, other people are gonna
yep.
be naked for sure, man. Don't lie, you'd be naked
Well,
too.
it's. Oh, I'd be naked, man. You know, I don't wear socks. I don't.
Nasty.
Yo.
I'd be wearing socks still.
Not-
I would 100% be
nasty.
butt ass
No,
naked
you would
with
not be
socks
wearing
on.
nothing but socks, bro. How many socks? Just like 2, or are we rocking 3? You know what I mean? yo, if we're, dude, where we are, it gets pretty cold, man.
You right.
don't-
I mean, like on the colder days, definitely have to go with 3 socks. But yeah, man, definitely out of everything, I'd have to be
my
naked.
God. Just straight nudist, just naked.
Hell yeah. Could you
Frickin'
imagine like
slapping
like,
your feet
I was
on
gonna
the
say
ground?
just no, I'm not slapping my feet. I got socks on. But could you imagine like if it was acceptable in a store? Like, could you imagine like you're trying to squeeze by someone and like you bump into like an aisle or something, your wiener's just smacking like ragu cans or something?
Ding, 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 ding. I know, but could you imagine it if you were in like the cereal aisle, and all of a sudden, man, you're looking for like Fruity Pebbles, man. And all of a sudden, you're like, oh, it could be on the aisle behind me. And all of a sudden, you turn around and some dude's bending over to pick up like a packet of rice or something. Dude, you're catching the straight third stinky eye, man.
Oh god, dude, people would have to
Oh,
shave
no,
their asses
dude.
a lot more.
I was about to say, man, a bunch of bleaching going on, man. Bleach sales go way up, man. Oh my god.
Oh man.
So nudist is being a nudist. I mean, it's not acceptable. We're talking like just socially, like people wise, but legally, are you allowed to be a nudist?
I think so. I think there's like places out there where you can go and live, like nudist communities. I'm pretty sure that's a thing.
That's not a religion? Would that just be like a
No,
unique
that's just
lifestyle or
like
something?
that's like a unique lifestyle. That's like freaking gated communities. But
I gotta find me a nudist community that I'm the only dude allowed, and they're all under like 25.
but above 18. Wait, above 18.
But yeah, above 18. Whoa. Oh my god, dude, the FBI just almost tapped into the podcast real quick. They're like, we got him. But, all right, so
we got him.
Am I taking the outro?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I took the intro, man. Go ahead, wrap her up, man. We're cooking in.
All right, guys. Well,
minutes.
It's been a long time since we've done this, and I apologize. Don't blame Griffin.
Knucklehead.
Roast him in the comments if you'd like.
What?
But it is. Shh, I'm doing the outro, man. Okay, all right. So, my apologies. Don't roast me too hard. We're back. We're better. We're gonna be doing this more often. Are we trying once a week again?
I'd definitely be down for once a week. I love this.
Definitely once a week. We don't know which day it's gonna be dropping every week. But yeah, we're out here, guys. Go to our Twitter, 2 Bros in a Podcast. The 2 is like the number 2. Don't type TO or you'll probably get something weird. Send us first off, follow us. Don't comment something and send us something if you're not just gonna at least toss a follow. Okay,
right,
that's just rude. We'll follow back. Send us something funny, something you want to hear in the next one. Like I said, we're gonna have guest stars. You guys are gonna meet our great friend Nick pretty soon. Hopefully we can get on this year. And even soon we're gonna get our boy Sugar Bear on here. And if you guys think we're funny, you better, because I think we're pretty good. Sugar Bear will be knocking your guys' freaking socks off. All right, this man is E.T. if E.T. wasn't in a movie. All right, so stay tuned. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog. Tell them, boys. Keep it saucy, and Godspeed, and good night.